And that's what I think would be really, really tricky to pinpoint. Like, for my Warden, that's what I'd love to see. Like, he would have to come through with Morrigan through an Olivian that the main character found during the main storyline, or a separate side quest, or something along those lines. He came through the Olivian holding Morrigan in his arms, or with him coming through first, or even Morrigan coming through first, and literally just going, wait a minute, allow me to introduce a friend of mine. And then your Warden just steps right through the Olivian. That would be a brilliant scene. That would be fantastic, in my opinion, because my Warden's been missing for God knows how long. I think Awakening, I think the Witch Hunt DLC takes place to maybe, I don't know, somewhere in the range of 9:37, I think. I'm not 100% certain. I haven't checked the timeline in a while. But I think it takes place from about then. So my Warden's been missing for quite a few years. He wouldn't have aged, in my opinion, so my Warden really wouldn't have aged that much. Because of the Olivian and the Lost Magic. And him being Dalish as well, the Olivian would recognise him quite well. And that's why I'd love to see Morrigan pulling the Warden through. That would be fantastic. That would be an absolute brilliant scene. Like, the main hero of Dragon Age 3 meets the Warden from the main hero from Dragon Age Origins. And okay, I'm going to be first. And the thing is, though, should he talk? As long as they get the voice right for each one, that's the thing that I must make bloody clear. As long as they get the voice right for me, my Warden sounds very similar to me. He's got a bit of a thicker accent than me, though. In my ears and in my head, he sounds very. He's got a Scottish accent. Okay, I can't help it. The Dalish elves to me, I always hear a Scottish accent every time I think of a Dalish elf. I don't know why, or a Welsh accent, or a mixture of Irish as well. Very thick accents. Excuse me. So my Warden has to have a bit of a Scottish accent. I'm sorry, but Dalish elf, bit of a Scottish accent, must have. And I'm trying to think. He doesn't sound exactly like me. I'd say he sounds a bit more. For me personally, he's got a bit of a thicker accent than me, but not too thick that you can understand. He's also very fast talking, like, we Scottish people tend to talk like that, especially when we talk about Dragon Age, which is fucking fantastic. Absolutely adore that series. Oh my god, I think I'm going to have a jizz. But my Warden has a Scottish accent. I can't help it. So I wouldn't, as long as they get the voice right. I personally don't mind if he talks or not, but I think the first instance of it, if they were to go with the Olivian way with my Warden, it would have to be that he would have to either come through proud, standing tall, Starfang in his hand, just looking like a motherfucking badass, or he would have to come through weak and depraved, and not depraved, but injured, like very weak from the travel, unconscious even, and you have to like help him get nursed back to get health, like with Morrigan or without Morrigan, depending on the situation they go with. But then there's the other thing, like, I constantly thinking of variables when it comes to my Warden, and the other way that I see it is that the Tevinter Imperium, or someone who is extremely skilled and powerful with magic, either blood magic or forbidden magic, located in Olivian and ripped my Warden from it. Literally ripped him away from Morrigan, and that for me would make a great quest. Like, Morrigan contacts your character from Dragon Age 3 in Dragon Age 3 through some kind of telepathic link or through some secret thing, and goes, I need your help, please help me, my friend has been captured, he's been taken by XXXX person, and they're going to use him, you need to stop them, something like that, giving a sense of urgency to it, and you have to go and save your Warden. And that's the thing, he would be captured, he would be stripped down, he would be held hostage by whoever kidnapped him, whether it be the Tevinter Imperium or an extremely powerful blood mage or practitioner of magic, who literally needed your Warden for some kind of dark ritual, or needed like, here's how I see it. The Warden is the symbol of heroism. He'd done everything he could to save Ferelden, and he did it. He is a symbol, and that's how I see, like, some kind of symbol would be needed for a magic spell or a dark art, maybe even to enter, say, I don't know, the Black City. And your Warden is the representation of that. He's the representation of a hero in some cases, or a dickhead in others. And that's how I see it. Like, he would literally literally, that's why I think someone would capture him and have to use him for something, either using his blood, his mind, his memory, or they've needed him for a specific reason. That's how I see it. Or maybe after he killed the archdemon, maybe some of the archdemon got in him, maybe a bit of his blood or something along those lines. And the person who captured him, you have to beat them. You have to save the warden. You have to save this person. Who, if they do Dragon Age 3, they have to make sure that you don't know who it is until the very end, because it's a very good chance to build up space. Like, you're just going in like, I'm just going to save someone. I don't know who it is, but I need to save them. Or, for fuck's sake, who got themselves caught this time? I'm always saving people. Why can't people save themselves? And then you get there, and also then you have captured Hawk, because he is the champion of Kirkwall, and he did basically start the Mage Templar War, basically. And that's why I say, like, this person would need to capture both the Warden and Hawk, but I'm using the Warden for an example. This is how I'd like to see it, where you save him, and then Morrigan comes through. Then you get to the base, or the big boss battle with a powerful mage, or even a Pride Demon. The Pride Demons are powerful. And when you save the Warden, you don't know it's the Warden. Like, you won't know until you see the face. And that's why we've got the face as well. It's going to be tricky, but hopefully if you employ a character to be able to get that right. You see the face and you go, holy shit, that's my Warden. And he's lying on the table or in a cage, weak, battered and bloody. And then there's an Olivia over in the corner or in the middle of the room, and you hear it calling to you, going, bring him to the mirror. Bring him to the mirror. And you take him to the mirror, and then Morrigan appears in the Olivia, comes through and saves the Warden. Saves my Warden mainly because my Warden romanced her, and she goes, I can't lose you like this, and saves him and heals him. And that would be a brilliant scene if done perfectly. It could also be a horrible scene if done wrong. But that for me is really where I'd love to see where my Warden, if they didn't want to introduce him like coming through the Olivia, if the main plot is going to be that he's been taken captive, that that Morrigan saves him basically. You save him from being killed, but he's very bad. But my Warden's very badly injured. You take him to the Olivia that's in the room, and Morrigan appears, and you help Morrigan come through. She comes on through and she saves the Warden and she thanks you and things like that, but she would still have to be a snarky bitch. I'm sorry, Morrigan's fucking hilarious. And that's where I see it. That's what I'd love to see from my Warden, is one of those two things. Either he's been taken captive and Morrigan helps you try and save him, or he comes through the Olivia, comes through an Olivia when some kind of magister or magician or mage, powerful mage, is trying to pull something through and you don't know what it is. You think it's evil, but then you tell him it's the Warden, things like that. That's what I like to see from my Warden, especially the way he ended up. Like, he loves Morrigan and he wants to see his child, but he loves Morrigan that much. And that's also the demon child is a whole other story, by the way. I will get that's a whole other video. But that's where I'd love to see my Warden. Like, he's either been taken captive or he comes into play. That's the way my Warden ended up, and that's what I want to see. I probably won't see that, but that's just my idea. Is that either the Warden has been taken captive, i.e. he was ripped from the Olivia if he went through the Olivia, or in other ways, in shapes or form, and you, of course, you meet his party, you meet friends along the way. You meet like Sten, Ogren, all your friends come and try and save you, and blah blah blah. And then you save him, turns into the Warden, blah blah blah. Now, I've said it over and over again, and that would be a great chance to introduce some familiar characters as well, and that would be fantastic. And of course, we better get to fucking go to Wynn's grave. Sorry, spoiler alert. But I think that's all I've got to say on it. I do have plenty more suggestions, but those are the two main ones that are in my head that I'd love to see from my Warden. So what I'd like to see is comment down below. Tell me what your Warden, how would you like your Warden to be introduced in Dragon Age 3 if he was in response to this video. You can either do it as a comment section, comment down below, or even a video response if you want, if you're really up for it. And of course, as usual, I will do I will read your comments out loud, record that, blah blah blah. Use the videos that you've put as a video response, and edit them into one massive what the clan wants. So I think that's all I've got to say. So I hope you enjoyed this. Thanks. Let me know what your thoughts are down below in the comment section down below, and if you haven't already, there's a button up there that if you want you can join the clan and subscribe. And I think that's all. I can't wait to read some of your comments and see some of your video responses. So as always, I'm Scottish Warrior 92, and I'll see you all later, and may the Warden be in your sight. What the fuck was that?